Could it be that Fanatics is making a move on hockey cards? Look at what they're doing here. One of my viewers passed over this story yesterday where Fanatics is taking over NHL jersey distribution from Adidas. So Adidas had this deal, this licensing for a long time, and now it is Fanatics who has a 10-year deal in place with the NHL. Now, if we look back, going back to 2021, Upper Deck has a long-standing relationship with the NHL and their hockey cards, and they're popular among hockey card fans. Upper Deck is one of those kind of hobby companies that is beloved. If you go back through time, through a lot of the sets that they've produced, whether it be for football, baseball, basketball, hockey, it's a popular company. There's been a lot of speculation recently that maybe instead of Fanatics making a play for Panini, that they're actually making a play for Upper Deck, which would be very interesting, especially because, yes, they've got hockey, but they've also got access to Michael Jordan, LeBron James, I think Tiger Woods as well. Monsters of their respective games. These are GOATs we're talking about that don't really sign a lot anymore. And so this is very interesting. So Fanatics kind of making some moves. Of course, every single move that they make, there's going to be speculation as to what is next since they really own collectibles starting in 2025, 2026. Now, Upper Deck and Hockey, NHL, they made their announcement in 2021 on a 5-year deal, which ends in 2026. Right about the same time when Panini loses the rights to the NBA and the NFL stuff. So it could all come into place here over the next couple of years. And Michael Rubin has said in many, many interviews that I've watched that he is always looking 5 years, 10 years down the road when looking at specific industries and markets. So right now, they really own apparel. They're all over apparel, obviously. And now they've gotten into collectibles. They've spent a lot of money. And what they've done too is they've tied in these player associations as well to really get buy-in on a lot of this stuff. I want to tie in a story that I saw that is separate from this particular story, and it was Tom Brady. He posted on IG, I believe, and it was for fans that had a certain specific access to him for an event through his company Autograph, which is an NFT company. And so holders of these particular NFTs or these particular collectibles, they had access to be able to visit with Tom Brady. It was kind of like a Tom Brady event in Tampa. And in there, underneath in his post, he mentioned something about the future of sports fandom is bright. And you hear a lot of emphasis on this. When you listen to Michael Rubin and Fanatics, when you look at a guy like Tom Brady, who is the GOAT of football, there is a huge push towards getting fans closer to their heroes, to these athletes, probably to celebrities, to movie stars, everything that they can tie together, they probably will do. But it does kind of raise the question, if you have these personalized experiences, whether it's tied to an NFT or a trading card or whatever the thing is that it's attached to, that you're either pulling out of a pack or you're winning it digitally or whatever, there's kind of these endless opportunities for fan experience that can be set up through these player associations now that they've all kind of come together. You know, Fanatics, again, they might not be able to deliver the way that everybody wants them to. There will always be people that are upset. Hell, maybe I'll be upset in a couple years, a year down the road when they've kind of really taken control. Maybe there are things that need improvement, but I like the idea. I like the innovation, some of the things that you're hearing about from Fanatics so far. There's some new things that they're toying with, some new ideas that came out of that Topps conference here recently. And I think we're going to see more of that. So this is really interesting stuff. Again, and I tie it all together where fandom meeting collectibles, that marriage together could get really interesting down the road. Something to watch for sure. Big shout out to today's video sponsor, MVPSportBreak.com. These guys doing some good stuff. So they sell new product. And so you might think like, oh, well, I could just go to some of the big distributors. I can go to some of the big boys and buy this stuff. These guys can compete with the big companies. Definitely check them out, MVPSportBreak.com. If you use promo code DAD3, DAD and then the number 3 at checkout, it's 10% off the entire order. And then if the order is over $500, it is free shipping. So if you want to try out a different company outside of some of the larger companies out there that are distributing new product, these are the guys to check out, MVPSportBreak.com. All right, and lastly, let's talk about about the release date for Ken Goldin's show on Netflix has finally been announced. This has been kind of a running joke for a little while. Like, is this thing actually happening? What is going on with this? April 28th, it will hit, and I'm excited for this. I don't know if it's a series, if it's kind of a documentary. I'm assuming that it's a series, but again, I don't know if this information is already out. So if you happen to know, let me know in the comments below if there's been some more kind of news about this show, but it's the king of collectibles, the Goldin Touch. What's interesting about this and what it could be and what I would like to see is kind of what we talk about with transparency around companies. You know, I'm always talking about it on my show. I know other people are talking about it too, where it would be nice, for example, card manufacturers giving more of the behind the scenes as to how cards are made, how they're distributed to suppliers, so that the average everyday consumer, a collector, has an idea of kind of what goes on behind the scenes. It would be great. Because a lot of this stuff is kind of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You don't know what's going on back there. So it would be interesting to learn. Now with this, what I'm really hoping with the Goldin Touch is we see a little bit more behind the scenes as to how Ken acquires pieces that go into auction. What is his process in doing that? How does he evaluate stuff? How does he go to the consignor and say, hey, I think it could get this or that? What's the process behind the whole auction game? Because again, that's another thing where it's just something that it's kind of happening behind the scenes. The average customer consumer really has no idea. And if you're someone that is consigning large items or looking to down the road, it would be kind of good to know how they operate behind the scenes, to know, hey, maybe I want to use this company or that company. Maybe I do want to consign some of my stuff. So of course, you know, I'll be watching that one and I will be reacting like I do. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, whether it be Fanatics, the Goldin Touch, all the stuff. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.